Hey everybody, The Real Behemoth here, back again with another video for Heroes of History. Today we're going to be looking into our Day 2 hero highlight, and it is going to be Tomoe Gozen. Shout out to Red in Discord for requesting a highlight on Tomoe. Now we're going to be looking into Tomoe's Awaken stats. At Awaken level 1, she gets an attack percentage increase of 6%. At Awaken level 2, she gets a focus increase of 25 focus. At Awaken level 3, she gets an attack boost of 12%. At Awaken level 4, she gets an attack boost of 20%. And on her last Awaken, at Awaken level 5, she gets a crit chance percentage increase of 20%. Now we're going to be looking into her skill and ability. Her ability is called Sakura Slash, and she has highlight upgrades at level 10, 21, and 25. So at level 10, she has a Stomp and Bleed. She strikes the ground with her spear, unleashing a shockwave that deals 244% damage to all enemies within a range of 3. Affected units have a 30% chance to bleed for an additional 10% damage over 6 seconds. At level 21, she gets a Stomp, Bleed, and Stun. Tomoe strikes the ground with her spear, unleashing a shockwave that deals 244% damage to all enemies within a range of 3, so the damage does not change. Affected units have a 30% chance to bleed for an additional 120% damage over 6 seconds, and a 50% chance to be stunned for 2 seconds. Now at max level, at level 25, Stomp, Bleed, Stun. Tomoe strikes the ground with her spear, unleashing a shockwave that deals 244% damage to all enemies within a range of 3. Affected units have a 30% chance to bleed for an additional 160% damage over 6 seconds, and a 50% chance to be stunned for 2 seconds. So looking at her skill, her damage does not change from ability level 10 to 25. However, her chance to deal additional damage with her bleed does increase. It increases from 10% to 120% to 160% for 6 seconds. Her stun chance stays the same from level 21 to 25, but a 2-second stun could make or break the game that she's going to be in. And, when you're facing enemies that need that 2 seconds to regen their focus, or you're at that last little bit of HP in a battle, that could make all the difference in the world with her being able to stun your enemy. So definitely a solid skill all around. I definitely love the bleed factor, so it deals damage over time. However, I personally would rather her just deal all the damage up front, just so that your enemies don't have a chance to either heal back up or dish more damage to you. But overall, her skill is pretty solid. So looking into Tomoe Gozen as a hero, she is a champion-based hero and infantry troop type. So now remember, champion is a little bit more focused on damage dealing. Her base stats are as follows. For attack, she's at 731 attack. For defense, she's at 462 defense. And for HP, she's at 5,550 HP. Now remember, the green boosts next to it are additive boosts towards those base stats, and those are affected by your barracks levels for that specific troop type. So in this case, it would be an infantry barracks, and her stats are additive by 142 attack and defense and 1,350 HP. For her secondary stats, she has a focus of 70, her range is 1.25, her attack speed is 75 hits per minute, her movement speed at 2.5, focus regen at 8.3, evasion at 0%, crit chance at 25%, and crit damage at 150%. She has no shield, and she attacks one target at a time. So now we're going to be doing a little bit of campaign gameplay with Tomoe, and once again, like Leonidas, she's going to probably deal one ability hit and then end up dying just because she's the only one on the team. But this is simply to just to showcase her damage and her damage alone. So we're going to go into this battle. I believe this is 17-1. As mine is pretty high leveled up compared to the Leonidas, so we had to go to a little bit of a later level to kind of showcase her damage. So if you take a look there, her range is really solid for a melee damage user. her range, we're able to get a large portion of those archers and kill them off, simply because archers have less HP. Your opponents are using archers, they're gonna have less HP than your infantry or cavalry or even siege units as well. So definitely, she's 100% utilized when you're fighting against those archers and even infantry units. She can typically wipe them out with some assistance. So overall, a very, very solid damage dealer, and I'm personally a massive fan of her range. Now we're going to be going ahead and moving into Tesla. Okay, so to showcase Tesla and her damage on Tesla, I, for some reason, don't have stage 7 3-starred, so we might as well just jump into it and see if she can 3-star this herself. And we'll see what we can do. I'm wondering if the boss is going to kill her solely, or if she's actually going to be able to get through it here. So as you can see, little damage to the boss himself. Her melee hits are solid when it's a one-on-one, but with her skill isn't going to be doing too much to the boss himself. She should be able to wipe all these out. Yep, perfect. And so she, like Leonidas, is going to be very heavily utilized when it comes to the cluster of minions in Tesla and just in general, because she is an AoE damage dealer, kind of a stomp and stun. And obviously bleed as well, as we read her ability already. So she's definitely a solid damage user. I've used her, I still use her, in chapter 23, 24, and in those later gameplays, she's still definitely a viable hero. So I definitely am very close there to solo that stage, but that was just to simply showcase her damage, see what she can do in Tesla. I do think that Tesla was very underleveled for where she's at, but it just kind of gives you a little bit of a look into how she's going to be doing against Tesla. So minions preferred, in my opinion, for her ability, but she does have a decent amount of melee. She does do a decent amount of melee damage to the boss directly with her single target hits. And her attack speed is decently high as well, so she's going to be very heavily utilized to fast clear those minion waves in these light or yellow Tesla fights. And we got to make sure that the ones surrounding her are able to clear those with her as well, so that you can do more damage to the boss directly by clearing the waves a little bit faster. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and please leave a like and subscribe. Let me know who you'd like for me to highlight tomorrow, and I will catch you in the next one.